Okay, you guys, what is a Fairy Tale chapter 275? Really quick synopsis. Basically, chapter starts off and it's PartyHarty for like the first like 5, 6, 7 pages. There's a really funny scene with Juvia and she's imagining this love scene between Gray and Lucy. That was kind of funny. And then the real Gray and Lucy come into the actual party, and they seem to be okay. They're not depressed anymore. And then Makarov does the Makarov speech, the fairy tale. We've all seen it before. And then there's a scene with Arcadius, and Arcadius is talking to the king of the city in Mercurius Castle, I believe so. And he's talking about how, the king is talking about how he wants to see this person called Bacchus fight against the person who could transform in Fairy Tale. Now that means 3 people. It can either mean Elfman, it can mean Erza, or it can mean Mary Jane. Now Erza is in, I guess, a way a transform because, well, she can use transformation type magic. I mean, it is kind of weird because it is like re-equipping. I guess it is a form of transformation, maybe, not too sure. I doubt it, but I guess in the king's eyes, you can consider it transformation. That being said, I hope it's Mary Jane, because Mary Jane, I think, is going to put up a really good fight, and she might get the W. Now, that being said, we get back to the whole entire Fairy Tale party, and they're still, you know, partying, party-hardy. And then there's a scene where this random person comes into the actual bar that they're partying in, and his name is Bacchus. And Bacchus is a member of Quattro Cerberus. And he is a, because in this tournament, you can have reserves. He's one of the reserves. Since Warcry got decimated, he's a reserve in for Warcry. So he comes into the bar and he's gonna drink a lot. And then he wants to compete with Kana. He beats Kana in drinking. And then Macau and I forgot the other guy's name. The guy with the smoke magic, Wakaba, I believe his name is. I'm not too sure, but they wind up attacking Bacchus and wind up getting their asses handed to them. And then apparently Erza walks by, sees this going on. She's like, "Oh, is that you, Bacchus?" They have a conversation because apparently Erza has fought Bacchus 7 years ago, before the time skip, and you know they never settled the score. And then Bacchus leaves, you know. Basically he leaves. He's drunk. Oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot, he took Kana's bikini as a trophy, and then he walks away. And then they may have a conversation. So it may be Erza versus Bacchus, maybe, not too sure. Hopefully it's Mary Jane. And then, because the king, he's the king, and when he wants a match, that match is going to take place because he is the ruler of that city. So, and then there's a scene, I forgot her name, but she's the Edalos Grandina, I forgot her name. And then she's talking to Charla about her premonition, and then Charla explains how it was a white knight Arcadius. Then there's a giant magical array. Then there is then the castle, the Mercurius Castle winds up crumbling down, followed by Lucy, who's in the middle of all this just singing. And that's the end of the chapter. Now, my thoughts on the chapter, it was subpar. Yeah, this chapter was very subpar. Very. Because, I mean, yeah, you know what, granted, I knew that the Fairy Tale was going to be party, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, you guys got your asses handed to you, there should be a sense of urgency, and there was none, so it was like, really? I mean, maybe someone has to, maybe they lose 2 days in a row, and then maybe they'll start giving a shit, but as of right now, they don't really care, which is sad, too, because Gray and Lucy, well, you know, screw it. Oh yeah, and Miss Gunn was actually, he was above the bar watching, but he wasn't in the actual party. Now, I do want to say that this guy, Bacchus, is kind of interesting because in the world of Fairy Tale, they rely on their magical abilities in order to get the job done. But Bacchus seems to be a master of martial arts, or at least one form of Chinese Kenpo. I forgot what it was called exactly, but it is a form of Chinese Kenpo. And the thing is, that is very unique because I don't ever recall seeing a hand-to-hand master or like a true blue swordsman within the world of Fairy Tale. I mean, granted, there was that one chick that Erza fought during the whole entire Jalal Tower thing, but still, like, again, it's one in a blue moon. and now we're seeing Bacchus, who winds up being a hand-to-hand master. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he can use some sort of magic, but when he took out Macau and the other smoke guy with just hand-to-hand combat skills, that to me is like, whoa, like this guy may be legit. Quattro Cerberus may actually have a legit person. He's equivalent to like an S-class mage from Quattro Cerberus, so he could be legit. Maybe, maybe not. Also, I do want to say that this premonition, I don't know. I mean, I really just don't know about the premonition. It's just there. Like, I'm not gonna know until shit actually starts hitting the fan. Acardius was talking about this that's going to occur, or like this almost prepared. Again, I'm gonna keep on saying that it might have to do something with the malice of those who lost in the tournament. Because I can see Hero pulling that shit off. Because Lucy and Gray were really depressed. And what else was there? Yeah, I noticed that. Notice how Lucy and Gray, they were depressed the entire time they were inside the Coliseum. Yet once they leave the Coliseum, they're okay. They're all fine. So keep that in mind. And the next chapter is called Chariot, and I'm assuming that because it's one of the games, Chariot, if you remember, if you guys know about your ancient Greek, Chariot is basically a race. It's a racing game where these guys in horse and basically horse and chariot whip the horses and then they race each other. And this may be a type of race. So I'm assuming, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm assuming that this next competition of Fairy Tail for next chapter may be a race. That being said, that's my review. King of Lightning, this chapter was subpar. I'll see you guys later. Rate, comment, subscribe. Signing off. Peace. Party hardy. Party hardy.